The year is 1929. Within the labyrinthine archives of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, a diligent team of researchers embarked on a meticulous inventory. Among countless forgotten artifacts, a dust-laden scroll emerged, unassuming, yet destined to ignite one of history's most enduring geographical enigmas. This was not merely another historical document. It was a fragment of a larger world map, meticulously drawn on gazelle skin, bearing the unmistakable signature of a 16th century Ottoman Admiral, Piri Reis. Its rediscovery was serendipitous, unearthed by Khalil Adhem, Director of National Museums, and quickly brought to the attention of German theologian Gustav Deissmann. Word of the extraordinary find spread rapidly through scholarly circles, sending ripples of excitement. Here was a document that challenged conventional understandings of exploration and cartography. Its details, particularly those depicting a landmass eerily resembling Antarctica, immediately provoked intense speculation. How could a 16th century mapmaker possess such knowledge centuries before its official discovery? The Piri Reis Map had been found, and with it a profound question mark was etched into the annals of history, beckoning us to reconsider the forgotten chapters of human achievement. The Piri Reis Map wasn't the work of an amateur. Its creator was a seasoned mariner, a scholar of the seas, and a highly respected admiral in the formidable Ottoman Navy, Piri Reis. Born Ahmet Muhyiddin Piri around 1465, he hailed from Gallipoli, a crucial naval base. His uncle, Kemal Reis, a famed corsair and admiral, under whom Piri honed his skills in navigation, warfare, and critically, cartography. The 16th century marked a zenith for Ottoman maritime power. Their fleets dominated the Mediterranean, projecting influence across vast stretches of coastline. This era fostered an intense demand for accurate charts and navigational tools. Ottoman cartographers, building upon centuries of Islamic, Byzantine, and even earlier Greek knowledge, developed sophisticated techniques. They were not merely copying, they were synthesizing, innovating, and meticulously detailing the known world. Piri Reis was at the forefront of this intellectual endeavor. His multi-volume work, the Kitab-i-Bahriya, or Book of Navigation, remains a masterpiece of its kind, filled with detailed charts, sailing directions, and astronomical observations for the Mediterranean and Aegean seas. The map discovered in Topkapi, however, presented a global vision, a compilation that hinted at an unparalleled synthesis of knowledge, both contemporary and ancient. It spoke not only of his prowess, but of a rich tradition of exploration and documentation, challenging us to look deeper into the origins of geographical understanding. The Piri Reis Map is not merely a curious artifact. It is a profound testament to the geographical understanding of its age, and in some aspects, far beyond it. At first glance, its depiction of the familiar coastlines of Europe and North Africa is remarkably precise for an early 16th century document. The Mediterranean Sea, an Ottoman domain, is rendered with meticulous detail. The intricate shorelines of Spain, Italy, Greece, and the Barbary coast are easily recognizable, reflecting centuries of accumulated navigational knowledge and trade routes. Yet, it is the map's portrayal of the newly explored Western Hemisphere that truly astonishes. The Caribbean islands, barely 2 decades after Columbus's initial voyages, are depicted with surprising accuracy, not merely as amorphous blobs, but with distinct shapes and relative positions. Cuba, Hispaniola, and Puerto Rico emerge with a clarity that defies the conventional cartography of the time. Further south, the coastline of Brazil unfurls with remarkable definition, extending southward in a manner consistent with later, more comprehensive surveys. This accuracy hints at sources far more advanced than contemporary European charts. Piri Reis himself noted that he drew upon an array of older maps, some dating back to Alexander the Great. This map synthesizes not just the freshest intelligence from the New World voyages, but also a hidden lineage of geographical wisdom. It challenges us to reconsider the breadth and depth of knowledge available to 16th century cartographers, suggesting a complex interplay between ancient lore and emergent discovery, painting a picture of a world both known and utterly perplexing.
While the Piri Reis Map's depiction of known lands was impressively accurate, it is its southernmost extremity that truly catapults it into the realm of profound mystery. Here, beneath the familiar coastlines of South America, lies a vast, contiguous landmass, charted with remarkable detail. This land, widely interpreted by scholars as what we now call Antarctica, is presented not as a barren, ice-bound continent, but with a recognizable coastline, fjords, and even river systems. The staggering implication is that this map portrays Antarctica centuries before its official discovery in 1820. More astonishingly, it depicts the continent before it was encased in its present colossal ice sheet, a geological state that hasn't existed for millennia. For Piri Reis, compiling his chart in 1513, to possess such features suggests access to source maps originating from a time when the continent's geography was dramatically different. Imagine ancient mariners equipped with navigational instruments we can only speculate about, navigating waters long since frozen, charting a world we thought lost to the deep past. This challenges our fundamental understanding of ancient cartography, geology, and indeed, the very timeline of human civilization and knowledge. How could a 16th century Ottoman admiral possibly possess knowledge of a landform that lay hidden beneath miles of ice for millennia? The Piri Reis Map's Antarctic Anomaly remains a potent catalyst for debate, pushing the boundaries of what we believe possible regarding ancient capabilities and lost global exploration.
The astounding details within the Piri Reis Map compel us to ask, where did this extraordinary knowledge originate? The answer, surprisingly, comes directly from the cartographer himself. Piri Reis was meticulous, not just in his drafting, but also in his copious marginal annotations. These notes are invaluable, acting as a historical roadmap to his process. He explicitly states that his world map was no singular creation, but rather a monumental compilation. He claims to have synthesized information from 20 older maps, some dating back to the era of Alexander the Great. Furthermore, Piri Reis notes that one of his most crucial sources was a map drawn by Christopher Columbus. This detail adds another layer of intrigue, suggesting a knowledge transfer that goes beyond official records. but it is the reference to ancient charts that truly sparks scholarly debate. Imagine maps painstakingly crafted by civilizations long vanished, containing geographical insights far beyond the supposed capabilities of their time. These weren't mere sketches. Piri Reis implies they were detailed cartographic works, passed down through generations, perhaps preserved in forgotten libraries or secret archives. The very existence of such source material, especially those attributed to an era preceding modern cartography by millennia, challenges conventional historical narratives. It posits the existence of an unknown, sophisticated global survey, a forgotten golden age of exploration and scientific understanding. Piri Reis, through his annotations, is not merely presenting a map. He is opening a window into a vast, perhaps unimaginable repository of lost ancient knowledge, hinting at a cartographic lineage stretching back to the dawn of recorded history, a heritage obscured by time and upheaval.
The Piri Reis Map, particularly its depiction of a seemingly ice-free Antarctic coastline, has ignited one of history's most radical cartographic debates. It challenges the very timeline of human discovery and technological advancement. Officially, Antarctica was not sighted until 1820, yet Piri Reis's map, created in 1513, shows a landmass in the region now occupied by Queen Maud Land, with what appear to be coastal features, inlets and rivers, suggesting an ice-free period. This enigma led figures like Professor Charles Hapgood to propose revolutionary ideas. In the 1960s, Hapgood, with support from prominent scholars, argued that the map was derived from even older source maps, dating back to a time when Antarctica's coastlines were not covered by ice, perhaps as far back as 6,000 years ago, or even 12,000 years ago. If correct, this implies the existence of a sophisticated seafaring civilization capable of accurately surveying and mapping on a global scale long before the supposed dawn of modern cartography. A civilization with advanced navigational techniques and scientific understanding, perhaps lost to geological cataclysms or profound climate shifts. Such a discovery would fundamentally rewrite our understanding of human history, challenging the linear progression of knowledge we conventionally accept. It suggests a forgotten golden age, a global network of mariners and cartographers whose legacy was almost entirely erased by the relentless march of time. Geological research confirms Antarctica was once ice-free, but estimates for this period vary wildly, from millions of years ago to much more recent specific intervals. Geological research confirms Antarctica was once ice-free, but estimates for this period vary wildly, from millions of years ago to much more recent specific intervals. The Piri Reis Map suggests this knowledge persisted and was passed down, perhaps from an unknown culture mapping the continent during one of its warmer epochs. Could the ancient charts Piri Reis referenced truly originate from such a distant past? This theory posits not merely a forgotten civilization, but one that existed before the last glacial maximum, a time we generally consider humanity's infancy. The Piri Reis Map, in this light, transforms from a curious artifact into a tantalizing piece of evidence, a solitary survivor from a lost library, offering a glimpse into a history far grander and more complex than we currently comprehend. It forces us to confront the possibility that perhaps we are not the first.
The allure of a forgotten advanced civilization mapping an ice-free Antarctica is profoundly captivating. Yet, mainstream historical and cartographic scholarship offers a more conventional perspective, grounding the Piri Reis Map firmly within its 16th century context, without diminishing its singular historical value. One primary contention addresses the map's supposed Antarctic landmass. Rather than a pre-glacial continent, many scholars propose it represents a distorted or speculative rendering of the South American coastline, perhaps stretched further east or south. This was a common practice. Early Portuguese charts, which Piri Reis certainly accessed, frequently depicted hypothetical land masses or elongated continental forms. These were based on incomplete explorations and theoretical constructs, most notably Terra Australis Incognita, the unknown southern land, often placed on maps long before actual discovery. Furthermore, the monumental challenge of projecting a spherical Earth onto a flat plane was immense for 16th century cartographers. Without modern global positioning or precise longitudinal measurements, distortions were inevitable, especially pronounced at higher latitudes. What appears as a detailed coast might therefore simply be the result of a faulty projection system, or it could stem from the aggregation of various individually inaccurate source maps, a methodology Piri Reis himself openly cited in his annotations. His compilation included contemporary European charts, some possibly from Columbus's own expeditions, which were, in their nascent stage, based on limited data and often contained significant geographical errors or approximations. Crucially, the Piri Reis Map survives only as a fragment. This partial state further complicates comprehensive analysis of its full cartographic intent. It is understood as a compilation, a masterwork of synthesis, not a groundbreaking original survey of newly charted territories. Piri Reis himself was an admiral and a cartographer, a brilliant compiler and interpreter of existing knowledge, not an explorer who personally ventured into uncharted polar regions. Therefore, while the Piri Reis Map remains an extraordinary testament to the sophisticated cartographic skills of the early 16th century, its profound enigmas, particularly the Antarctic question, are largely attributed by mainstream scholars to the inherent limitations of pre-modern mapping techniques.
They point to the speculative nature of early explorations, where gaps in knowledge were filled with conjecture, and the composite origin of its data, drawn from diverse and sometimes conflicting sources. The map, in this light, reflects the evolving, imperfect understanding of the world during its era, rather than serving as definitive evidence of a hidden legacy from a lost, advanced ancient science. Yet, this scholarly debate only deepens the map's mystique. It ensures the Piri Reis Map retains its unique and enduring place, forever a fascinating bridge between the known historical record and the tantalizingly unknown possibilities of our past. The Piri Reis Map, whether interpreted through the lens of mainstream cartography or as a relic of forgotten knowledge, exerts an undeniable pull on our collective imagination. It stands as a unique artifact, challenging our perception of history and the timeline of human achievement. For many, its meticulously rendered coastlines, particularly the disputed depiction of an ice-free Antarctica,
transcend mere cartographic error. They become a tantalizing clue, a whisper from a bygone era, suggesting the existence of highly advanced navigators and mapmakers predating recorded history. This enduring fascination fuels theories of lost civilizations, from Atlantis to other unnamed sophisticated societies capable of global exploration long before the Age of Discovery. The map transforms from a 16th century compilation into a potential Rosetta Stone for a lost world, prompting profound questions about what else might be hidden within the annals of our planet's past. It suggests that perhaps our understanding of ancient history is incomplete, built upon foundations that occasionally crack under the weight of such extraordinary discoveries. The Piri Reis Map, therefore, remains more than just a document. It is a profound historical enigma. It invites us to look beyond established narratives, to question the boundaries of what we believe possible, and to consider the profound implications of knowledge lost and rediscovered. Its legacy is not just in its lines and contours, but in its power to continually ignite curiosity, pushing us to explore the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface of the known world. What other secrets, we must ask, await our discovery, poised to redefine our understanding of the human story?